In last week's episode, my slow TV cruise ended as I reached Aldermarston lock. I walked up to the boatyard just to check that it would be opening soon. However, finding that I would have to wait a few days, I reversed the boat back up a ways and moored here on the riverbank. It turned out that the boatyard wasn't having any fuel delivered anytime soon, so I've decided to be on my way again. The boat's in the lock, and the beautiful brickwork really fascinates me. Someone's gone to an awful lot of trouble here. Just behind me you can see quite an unusual feature about this lock. If you look at the side wall you can see it's built in a series of arches. I wonder if that's for increased strength. It's quite a long lock and I think I've seen one or two others similar. Well, to save me having to climb down the lock ladder and back onto the boat, start the engine, come out of the lock, more on the landing stage, all that sort of business. Due to the nature of this lock, it's quite easy to just actually grab the centre line and just pull the boat through. I mean, obviously at 20 tonnes it's heavy, it doesn't get moving that easily, but once it does, it's no problem at all. You can see it just coming along there, and it's actually maybe not quicker than climbing back on and using the engine, but it's certainly a lot less hassle. All I've got to do now, we're at the landing stage, just pop back up there, close the lock gate, and I'll be ready to operate the swing bridge. Well, that was all in vain. I hadn't paid attention to which way the swing bridge opens. It turns out the landing stage I'm going to need is that little funny corner over on the other side. Otherwise, I'll be opening the bridge and I won't be able to get back over to the boat. So here I am, over on the correct side now. As you can see, it's not exactly designed for a boat my length. Of course, if I had a crew member with me, I could have stayed over on the other side. Having waited for a gap in the traffic, I seized my chance to get the bridge open. It's painfully slow. First the barriers come down, then a good few tons of road bridge rises slowly into the air. There's a little red light on the bridge that goes out when it's in position. So I nip back for the boat and cruise through and onto the landing stage where I can also get water. But who's this coming through? One of those boarders. Closing the bridge is just as painfully slow as opening it, and by the time the barriers go up, there's a procession of traffic and pedestrians waiting to go through. There's a water point here, so that's my next job.
This is never open.
I don't know why, but the gate to access the tap is always chained shut. Maybe that's because it's actually in someone's garden, though it is an official tap for boaters' use and it is marked in the Nicholson's book. This is not doing my trouser line any good at all. I had to make sure the hose end was in the tank before turning on the water. Water pressure varies enormously at these taps, anything from a trickle to the kind of pressure that sends the hose flying out at the end. As I go to the tap and turn it on, I can hear how lively it is, and often I go to halfway to see what that's like before opening the tap fully. Sometimes I don't even open the tap fully at all, it's just too strong. As you can see, I secured the hose with a piece of wood and the spanner. I fill my 3 25 litre containers too. This is my emergency supply. When the tank's full, it just overflows. Not forgetting to put that thing back on. They're supposed to have a chain, and this one did have, but they always break after the first use, apparently. Great design. I'm underway again. It's been beautifully quiet the last few weeks without the hire boats going past every 5 minutes, but seeing them all here, lying idle, I find it rather sad. Just think of all those poor people sitting at home in their houses, their narrowboating holidays snatched from them by the ongoing pandemic. Yes, a closed boatyard is a sad place indeed. Padworth Lock soon looms into view. It's the usual procedure. And soon I'm out of the lock. No need to stop and close the gates. I've once again enlisted the help of spectators to do that for me. Every bit helps. Well, we didn't get very far before there's another one of these guys to do. Let's go and hold up the traffic. Once again, I pick my moment so as to minimise inconvenience to road users. That van driver gave me a thumbs up. We've all arrived at these things in our cars at one time or another, just as they set against us, knowing that we'll be in for a lengthy wait. I can only imagine the dismay on drivers' faces when they see that I'm on my own. The mechanism, as ever, errs on the side of safety and takes a goodly time to do its thing. Don't forget, this is all edited to minimise any viewer tedium. I cruise the boat through to the landing stage, but it's just off camera, so let's see the bridge closing and the barriers lifting. The car slows as the driver thanks me for my promptness. They could see I was being as quick as I could for a single-hander. Well, it's been a lovely day for it so far. Off to the next lock, I reckon. This is Towney Lock. Well, the weather's holding out just fine. I've heard some thunder in the distance, but it hasn't bothered me yet. I'm now at Lock 97. It's lovely and peaceful now. Apart from the trains, that is. In no time at all, thanks to my hard work and a bit of TV magic, the lock is drained. Well, it's been a great day's cruising so far, and the British weather, well, it's nearly holding. There's just a little drop of rain, but there's plenty of sun in the sky, so I don't think it's going to come to anything. Now, this lock's a little bit interesting. I've just noticed, if you have a look down there, where on earth's the landing stage? I think it's going to be a bit of a long walk back. Oh well. What was I saying about the weather? It's Ufton Swing Bridge, the last obstacle of the day. At least this is a very quiet road. Nobody ever comes down here. Well, almost nobody ever comes down here. I'm nearly at my destination. And sure enough, I've found a beautiful spot to moor. Well, that's it for today. I'm just short of Tile Mill Lock. I saw a lovely little spot, nice bit of straight, clean edged bank. Managed to get right in, no problem at all. I got my pins in, cup of tea on the go. This boat is sorted for tonight.
Oh my god.
Oh, just had something of an emergency. I'm not going back over there. That frightened the life out of me. Well,